She's for the afternoons. But it seems like every time we see each other, she's like, 3 days from Friday.
I know.
4 days from Friday.
Oh, my
you
God,
mean
we talk
almost
about that
Friday.
every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
She must know
chit chat.
every single one of us. Like, just like, tomorrow's Friday. I was like, I
Yeah.
know. Isn't that great?
The one day she was like, y'all look real exhausted. I was like, I know. I don't know
thank
what it
you.
was, but I mean, hey, she's speaking the truth.
She sees each of us come in separately, and we all say the same thing. Or she says the same thing. Oh, tomorrow's Friday. You got 2 more days till
Except for
Friday.
Ryan. Ryan's like, who's that lady?
No, stop. I walk in every morning. It's good morning. Good morning. I'm getting in the elevator now.
I know you can make it fast.
Yeah.
Not on purpose. It's just you're trying to walk and get.
I don't.
get a
She was
job.
like, where were you yesterday? I was like, oh, my baby had a little fever. I think he's teething. And I know she has 2 kids. She's studying for school.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, that's awesome.
She
I
took
know
that
her
test.
wole life. Yeah.
Yeah,
I always
she
take
missed a
time to
day. I'm
chat
like,
with
Where were
her.
you? She was taking some big test.
Yeah.
all day,
Yeah.
She's our afternoon person. Now she's our early morning person.
Well, I got woke up to a text from my tenants talking about the roof is still leaking after I paid $2,500 to have it fixed all over the place.
And that's part of the downfall of being a landlord.
I know, that's right.
Don't you hire like a property manager?
Oh, hell no.
You think he's going to hire a property manager, Mr.
yeah. What
Frugal
am I
and cheap?
saying?
Even
Also-
even if he had 20 of them, he wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I mean, what could they do differently? They're going to have to call the same person that I'd call, and then I got to pay them,
To do
and,
that.
an extra $200 a month.
And the
So-
bonus for you is you could probably fix half the stuff that's wrong, Kevin.
normally I could, but I can't do roofs. That's a whole nother monster right there. So, if y'all know a good roofer, let me know because this guy's fired. Stupid Ace, whatever remodeling.
Can you come back and at least fix
Oh,
it
he's
since
got
he owes you?
he's got a 2-year warranty on it, but we'll see if that actually stands
Is
up.
there a real
Right.
warranty?
Yeah, he already bamboozled me on one thing.
Bamboozled?
What's this game, guys, of these solicitors that come through neighborhoods to talk to you about your roof? And they tell you,
They're looking.
oh, I can see a line here that you're not noticing.
Yeah, they're looking for an insurance handout. I believe they're
But
looking
what's
to.
their trick?
Here's what they do. They will go up and they will find hail damage so that they can get a claim from your insurance company. And now, if you have a decent insurance company, then they'll probably be like, oh, okay, yeah, you've hail damage. You need a whole new roof.
Yep.
And then they're able to get another job out of that. Some guys are really good at.
How can they see
working
that
with
from the
it.
street, Kev? How
I mean,
can they see that from
they're
the
also
street?
trained. They can
They're
see
trained.
certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is
they
it a scam or
absolutely
is
are.
not a scam?
It's not a scam.
It's a scam, but it's. I mean,
Not necessarily a scam.
They have
but
a plan.
It's a tactic.
Tactic.
Yes, a
Yeah.
tactic that they use to get work through insurance companies.
I told you last
I found
month-
out my insurance company is the worst ever. So Sage Sure. So don't use that one.
someone else texted said they had the same one or something.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Sage Sure is the worst for roof repair. So don't get that one.
So they never want to cover anything.
Yeah,
No, I told you last month I was at the park and I'm like, what are these group of people? Are they doing like a prayer? And no, they weren't. They were actually the door-to-door, salespeople. They're going around the neighborhood, ringing people's doorbells. I don't even know. I think they were offering, it was like roof
Did you
repair.
think they were doing a prayer because they were in a circle and they were on their knees praying?
They were in a circle, and
Why would you think it's a prayer group? Just 'cause it's a group of people.
well, I mean,
standing
I've seen
together?
that before. Like on Sundays, I've seen people gather down at the park and everything. But they were talking, and I'm like, okay, I got to find out what this is about. I walked by, and
What's all this
hubbub?
What is all this?
no, I'm just curious. I did a couple laps around the track, and then I'm like, what are they talking about? And I hear them talking, and they're like, now remember, if you go to the door, it's an elderly person, strike up a conversation. They're lonely. They want to talk, and start scaring them about this and this and this. And I'm like, you bastards. I mean, like, they were really, I was like, wow, this is unethical. Like, I don't know what they were trying to do, but they were definitely targeting people in the neighborhood.
What did you catch when you were walking by them? That they were saying what?
They actually said,
Like you got their whole scam by walking by them?
Sinister plot.
By doing a lap, you were able to walk by and hear it.
Tell me what you
every
heard
time I'd walk by
exactly.
him,
But you didn't hear what they were
I'd
selling?
slow down. I think they were actually talking about roof repair, and they're talking about make sure you ask a few extra questions. The old people, they're really lonely, and they want to chit chat. Ask them about their family and this and that. And I'm like,
What kind of accent is that?
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know if you're doing a character because, like Roula, when she talks about the person,
Yeah.
so I don't know. Are you doing the?
I
is that
emulate
the-
their voice.
I don't
his
do
evil
accents.
voice.
That sounds like
This
you're
is my
trying to do
evil
Quantum
voice.
Lex over there or something. Pull down his panties. The way you're saying it.
I didn't go there.
The way you're-
Spreads her cheeks. Then she bends over and pulls down her panties.
What is that from?
So crazy. What? He wasn't here that day.
Oh, so that was the biggest
When
story
LX
of the.
was on TV
Uh-huh.
for a story of a teacher who sent private videos to her then boyfriend from inside the school where she was working.
Oh,
And he is going a little overboard on the description of what she was doing. That's why we were like, why does he say panties like that? Why is he even saying panties at all? He's just
This
saying,
woman
she showed her
obviously
underwear.
had lost her damn mind.
Yeah. Oh my God. Whatever happened to that story, guys? We don't have that teacher. Was she ultimately fired? What
think she's-
happened?
yeah,
I
she
feel
was
that
fired.
story just
I'm sure she
kind of
was
went
fired,
away.
but
But they were
yeah.
just grandstanding that day to take credit for it.
Oh.
And this can't be happening.
Yeah.
Her
Not
pennies.
on our watch.
so
Cellulite.
It was
her
ridiculous.
penny.
Hearing any grown man say that word, it's not comfortable.
That was my cringe word for a really long time. Now I'm over it.
Oh, really?
Penny used to make me crazy.
I don't think it bothered
What's your
Sam.
new cringe word? Yeah, that doesn't bother me. I always say
I don't know.
panties.
I'll know it when I hear it.
I don't
But
think you're
Hannah
still
used to gross
not
me
down
out.
with moist.
No, moist is not my word. Is not my cringe word. I'm okay with saying it. I know that other people freak out over moist.
Yeah, people hate moist.
Moist.
Nest.
Nest
Kevin doesn't
is
like that.
Kevin's.
Is it the
Yeah, I don't know.
moist?
Nest.
Yeah.
With that
It's
T
a
word, maybe
nest
the
of
T,
moist
maybe.
cotton.
No, I can hear it crackling in the tree, like when it makes the little crackling sound. You say that
You're
word.
so weird.
By the way, these birds have created a nest, right? Sorry, next to my back door of my patio. So when I want to open my door and let my dog
They'll
out,
attack you?
the little lantern just shakes and bird goes flying out. This is the second round of eggs that I don't know if it's the same bird that has laid the eggs. Do birds, like once they flee the nest, or does somebody else take over the nest? Because it's a nice little private lantern they've built a nest
Oh, you're
inside.
saying once they've abandoned the property.
An Airbnb.
I wonder because my kids are the ones that noticed their little baby bird eggs, and then those, grew up and flew away. Then we had nothing, and then 2 days ago, I kept seeing out of the peripheral, like, what is that thing in my backyard? You just saw this thing dart across the back patio glass, and I go, oh, and my daughter goes, there's another bird. There's more baby birds. Is it the same bird, or did another bird find this real estate and say, look at this penthouse over here? Somebody built this for me. I'm gonna lay some eggs in
And
here.
another one comes back. Do they fight?
I don't know
Like, that
because
was
once
mine.
they
I built-
abandon the
I built
nest,
that.
they just never come back, right? Or like if we touched those eggs or those baby birds, that mom bird would never come back, right?
Like those mud daubers, do they, they build those little,
Mud nests on
Mud nests
the
on the-
corners of your doors.
do they let others, just come on by and
Visit.
bring some edibles?
What is the neighborly way of animals and birds and insects? I don't know.
See, I'm looking
is
this
a
up
new
right
bird
now.
that had new babies in my nest in the
It says,
lantern?
Rula, if a original bird does not come back, will a new bird move in? Does that make sense? Do birds see an abandoned nest and take over? And the answer is no. Now,
So it's
this is
the same
just
bird
one,
then.
This is just one source. I can go
And how
and
often
check
can
some
birds
more.
have babies?
Yeah. How many babies can one bird have? Is there like a max?
I never thought of that.
We
Me
gotta
neither.
ask our friends at the place you released all the turtles.
Right.
the
Who
frogs.
came in here?
Frogs. Yeah, frogs.
Yeah, the frogs.
Oh my God! I just forgot his
Shane?
name.
No, not Shane. Oh my gosh.
What was his
I can
name?
visualize him too
I
in
have it
here. He
written
was so
down.
I know.
fun.
He was so funny.
Oh my gosh, we gotta look in our
I don't
notes.
remember.
Over there at Bel Air on Avenue B.
Oh my God, somebody text us 37530. You probably remember better than we do. What was his name? I'm having a brain fart, and he was so funny. Anyway, we should definitely ask him. Not Shane? I don't know.
Here's what it says. Birds can only usually lay eggs once a year, but some species, like the American robin, can have up to 4 to 5 nests during a single breeding season.
That's what we had. Robins, the cute little blue eggs.
Yeah.
Red-breasted robin.
I see him
Red
here.
robin.
I'm still telling y'all the best ring surprise I've ever seen is at my mom's house or my brother's old basketball hoop that doesn't have a hoop anymore. Birds will perch on the metal rim of the.
Yeah.
And the ring camera is right there. It is the most unbelievable bird watching you ever
Oh, that's cool.
He always sends screenshots. Hey guys, anybody see mom's cameras today? And it's like a blue cardinal, a bluebird, or a red cardinal, or a red robin, blue jay.
A blue jay,
It's a blue jay
and a cardinal.
I mean, the colors, I never knew. A blue jay has so many like little spots on its back, and it's like the blue
No,
is
from the
so
Ring
bright.
camera?
Oh my God, y'all, it's like right there. Like the camera and the bird. It's like boom. But you can see the whole perimeter of what we're starting to look at my mom's house, but the bird is right there in the forefront. Like when the meteorologist weather, they're like, here's Greenway Plaza in Lakewood Church. And there's like a bug flying in front of it. And I was like, there's a bug. It's
looks
the
really
same thing.
big.
There's a giant bird in my mom's ring. It's so genius. Anyway, today on the Roula and Ryan Show, it is Thursday, which means after 7 o'clock, we're going to help somebody out with their relationship. It's called Roula and Ryan's Roses. We offer roses to somebody who is we are in suspicion of by their mate as their mate listens along. Coming up next in Celebrity Scoop, You guys gave me a hard time when Disney Plus first came out, and that was my wheelhouse. It's all I ever watched because I just wanted to get to know the app. My kids were smaller then because it was safe. There's nothing scary on Disney Plus. Why would I ever question if my kids want to watch Disney Plus? I know because it's Disney, it's not going to be
They
scary.
can go to that app, watch anything.
Well, all that has been blown to bits now, kids. All of that has been blown to bits. They've put one of the worst movie franchises ever when it comes to fear.
Uh-oh.
We'll talk about that in Scoop. Here's your weather for today.
It's going to be sunshine, hot, high of 93. Right now, 76 degrees and 6:09 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Proud to present Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop on 104.1 KRBE.
All right, yesterday was Wallows Wednesday, where every hour from 8 to 7 we gave away tickets to see Wallows at this exclusive event we're doing at the Rustic Downtown. Today is your first chance at 8 o'clock. We're going to do 8 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 7 o'clock. If you didn't have a chance to win yesterday for Wallows on June 28th at the Rustic Downtown. Okay, so when Disney Plus first hit as a streaming platform, I watched that a lot with my kids, and even just my husband and I watched it a lot because we like to watch a lot of the same things. And the things that fascinate us is the very things that we see right now as major industry. Like what was the genesis of that? Like I always watch The Men Who Built America or The Food That Built America, things like that. I was really fascinated with how did Walt Disney even make this happen? This multi-billion-dollar industry off of what? An idea where he just wanted his two little girls to have a place to go, like an amusement park, but it looked like his little small town in Missouri or wherever he was born. It's just so fascinating to me. So we started watching that a lot. And I'd talk about Disney Plus a lot when it first came out. And the guy, everybody here on the show was like, that's all you watch? You just watch Disney Plus? Like, yeah, that's really all I watch because
we knew how many great shows are on Netflix.
There were so many apps.
Yeah, but I can't watch it on big TVs. I can't watch Netflix in my living room freely because a kid's going to be in there and I don't know
they
what's
can
going to come up.
understand it.
Yeah.
Or at nighttime, you want to watch it in your bedroom, and they'll run in your
Right.
Hi, Mom.
So it's about earbuds and phones now. That's why when I watched Schitt's Creek for the first time on an actual TV screen, I didn't know that Stevie had freckles. She has freckles. You clearly see them on the screen, but you cannot tell on your phone that she's got freckles. Anyway, so Disney Plus now, ever since they joined, they got the Marvel universe and all that, some of that stuff.
Star Wars.
If you think that if you have a young kid, maybe a Marvel character might freak out a kid or whatever, okay, but it's Marvel Universe comic book stuff. Now they're going hard. The first 7 Saw movies are now on Disney Plus.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
That's
Saw
crazy.
is on Disney?
Yes. One person on social media said, late stage capitalism doesn't get enough credit for occasionally being pretty funny. Putting this on Disney Plus, you can stream the first 7 Saw movies on the Disney Plus Hulu bundle.
I was in the first 4, and then I lost track. I got
old.
confused.
I watched every single one. I love them.
Once Jigsaw was
Yeah.
no longer around, and they bring him back somehow.
They kind of jumped the gun a little bit.
certain
Yeah,
things. I think
jumped the shark.
Did they just have a new one come out last fall?
They did. I didn't get to see that one.
I think they brought Jigsaw back.
Who was the
Yeah.
villain after Jigsaw was dead?
That's the whole twist. There's
There's
Different
multiple
villains?
people, that were
people you don't
helping
realize
him.
they're part of his
What
cult-
movie
cult.
does he die in? Spoiler alert, I don't know. I haven't watched any of them.
I think
'cause it
around
freaks me out
4th or
too much.
5th,
Was
right?
it?
Yeah, 'cause
Because he
they gotta go back.
dies and they go back and then
Yeah,
they
'cause he set these traps up years before.
Well, what's
Right.
the MO of Saw for anybody like me
Basically,
who's
he
never
had-
seen any of them?
he had
You're not missing out.
From what I remember, he had cancer. He was
Right.
sick,
the villain.
the villain, and he wasn't getting the service. So he's all these people that screwed him over.
Yeah.
He's kind of actually a good guy.
Because
in
it
a
was
way.
all the
Revenge.
people that he knew, right?
Yeah,
It
it was all,
wasn't just random people. I thought the one.
He did it for a reason. These people were.
Yeah.
How
all-
did Carrie Elways play into this storyline?
Was he the
Wasn't
doctor?
He the first.
That
He
the
was
first one.
Yeah, he had something to do with his cancer care, I believe. And then he even got the front desk girl that was giving him an attitude. So he
Yeah.
got
So
everybody.
So he would torturously murder these
It
people.
wasn't like he just
Yeah.
picked people off the streets. There was a reason for every person
Yeah.
to be there.
I just
Yeah.
remember the one where Dr. Phil and Shaq were in the room and they sawed off the wrong leg.
That was a scary movie.
Yeah, that was in
That
the
wasn't
movie.
Saw. So that is happening on the Disney Plus Hulu bundle. Now you can get the Saw franchise in there.
That's a
It left
strange
Hulu, went
place.
to Disney. Is it owned by the same company?
Well,
I
they're
think
packeted
didn't Disney
together.
purchase Hulu?
I think so because there was a bundle deal with that and
Right.
ESPN and all that.
But I mean, do they own? Was it the same company that had Deadpool? Remember they bought the Deadpool and all.
Oh,
they bought
Deadpool
that-
isn't. Yeah,
Because
Marvel.
Deadpool's supposed to be on
Was it
Disney
20th
Plus
Century,
also.
or they bought whatever?
Saw is Lionsgate, I believe. Yeah.
Maybe they own that, and they're like, "Oh, we got to put it somewhere."
Oh, that's true. Is Deadpool on Disney Plus?
I think it is.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty vulgar.
Yeah.
So you gotta just be careful now. Just
So
keep
good. I can't wait
But
for
now
the new
Disney has categories. If you open up your app, it'll have categories. Do you want the Pixar world? Do you want the Marvel world? Do you want the Star Wars world? Do you want the Disney
Do they
regular?
have age
And then-
restrictions?
No, but then they have different categories within Disney. Like,
what I
do you
thought,
want
yeah.
princesses? Do you want original cartoons? Do you want these little shorts? Do you want the stuff that I was watching, like the genesis of how Disney became Disney? Things like that. There's one called the art of hold on, wait.
Imagineer?
No,
Oh.
the engineering story or something like that. Something like
Imagineering?
Imagineers. Yes, the
Imagineers, or
Imagineering.
what do they call 'em?
Imagineers, what they call them. The people who create the new stuff at Disney properties. They're Imagineers. And that first year we had the Disney Plus app. I watched how they flip. It is pretty fascinating how they flip both of the parks or all the parks. Actually, it would only be in America. On Halloween night, you can stay at Disney till whatever time. It's all Halloween. And then they flip it in the closing hours before they open at 6 a.m. It's all Christmas. It's all Christmas. The entire park, every single thing has turned to Christmas.
How do they
did,
decorate so fast?
That's what's so fascinating about it. It was amazing. They bring in these cherry pickers. They bring in these 18-wheelers. They have these giant storage units far outside of Orlando, and they have everything ready to go like a military
I bet
operation.
mid-August, that's when they start. Like that Christmas crew. Okay, guys, we have, because they have,
Oh,
they do it in like
I'm sure.
November.
They must have
Well, there's a
massive
lady that you
warehouses.
see-
November 1st, right? October 31st.
Well,
over.
the night of Halloween, they have a lady that you see. She started out as a regular cast member. Like, I think she used to
Is
work
she in
like in
charge of all the
retail.
seasonal
And now she's
stuff?
in charge of the flip. And she's won the hard hat with the cherry picker. And they have, like, they turn the Princess Castle into the snow-covered Princess Castle. And they show the giant things that put it all together. It's fascinating
What's
when they
the
turn
name
it.
of that again?
It's on Disney Plus. If you go to the
Documentaries,
the
is it, or-
Imagineering like icon, you'll see things about the park.
Okay.
And it shows you the flip.
Be cool.
It's
That's
pretty
cool.
fascinating.
Yeah, that does sound
Like, what do they do with all the, even the toys or the stuff, merchandise?
Yeah, because everything turns
Yeah.
They
Christmas.
take all that,
Well, I'm sure they
put it
have
away, and then also they bring in these new
massive
boxes.
warehouses just outside
They
the
do.
property.
They do. There were two ladies that I met in line at the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. I think the first time I had gone to Disney World, and they were talking about how they make it a point every single year. They do 2 treks to Disney, and one every single year is to be there on Halloween night, so that when they wake up, it's Christmas. And they do the whole Halloween fright night, not fright night, whatever they call it, their
Yeah.
Mickey's Halloween
It's not like
thing.
Universals.
Yeah. And then they wake up and it's all, jingle bells, jingle bells.
Some people saying you
Pretty
can.
cool.
Disney absolutely has age restrictions.
On
You
the
can
app.
lock it so they
I'm
can't
sure it
watch
does.
anything over PG-13.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. I haven't gone that far yet in my app.
But the kids are smarter. They'll know how to.
Right.
Yeah, get through the cheat
Santiago
codes.
keeps putting like it'll talk to me like the remote, and it'll be like, oh, volume 15. Now, do you want to see this? Click this. Blah, 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 blah,
Really?
blah, blah, blah. I don't know how he does it, and then I will have to Google it over and over again because he keeps putting it
Oh,
on.
shut it off?
He keeps putting it on. Yes, that's the
Just
only thing
randomly
he ever
hitting
does.
buttons?
Yes, and I'm like, what is this? And it'll talk really fast like that. It'll
That's
be like
when
a
you-
Roula's
that's
voice,
when you
like,
have
do you want to see this?
That's when you go to Walgreens, Sam, and you're going to buy the baby fake remote with all these buttons with noises.
No, I have that.
And he doesn't want
It
it.
makes like a
He
little
does
squeak.
not want it because he does. He knows that
Mommy
because
doesn't
he
play with
looks at
that.
the remote
Yeah. Oh,
and the
and
TV, and he notices that it's not moving.
He knows the real remote does not have orange and pink and
He's
yellow
so
all over it.
smart, and I'm like, give me the remote. Then I have to like spend 15 minutes to try and figure out
doesn't
how
squeak.
he did it.
It's funny. Okay, speaking of Netflix, Fiona Harvey, the inspiration for the character Martha in Baby Reindeer on Netflix, has sued Netflix and the writer, director, and star of the series, Richard Gadd, because they're saying that she is not the person that they are portraying as the stalker who assaults Donnie, the main character. And it's described as a, quote, true story. And she thinks that there are blurred lines there in what they can and can't say about her because she, to this point, from what I understand, has denied that she's done any of those things.
So
She's,
then maybe it's not about you.
right. So,
Well, it's someone else. That,
Well, they've proven that she was on Piers Morgan,
Yes.
and they proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that she's lying.
She was sounding Delulu in that interview.
Totally.
Like crazy.
Because all they have to do is go through Discovery to find out that she really did do this stuff
She
and
did.
send those emails.
but she denies it, Kevin.
Yeah,
Because
they-
Piers Morgan confronted her with her 43,000 emails.
He's like, you do
and all this
realize
stuff.
there's
He's
a
like, that
thing
wasn't
called
me.
the cloud, and we
they
have all the
That wasn't
evidence.
me.
but they didn't prove it. Like they didn't go, here you go.
Yeah, but they can look and see that she's
I
been
know,
in
but I'm saying
jail.
you said they proved it. They haven't proved anything. It was
I'm just saying, if they have to go to court, and she's not going to have the big pockets to take on a big corporation.
Netflix will.
The laugh
She's just hoping to
out
get
the
something,
door.
get
Yeah.
100
she's
grand.
on minute 14 right now, and she's
Yeah,
trying to
15
hang
minutes
on.
of fame.
She should do like Comic-Con type stuff.
I bet people would line up too.
yeah.
How scared
Would you want to make
Because
friends with
people
her
are
knowing
kooky
what
that
she
they would
does?
be like,
Yes.
oh yeah, I want your
I'd
autograph.
be
Yes.
scared.
It's just like serial killers. Why do
Yeah.
they have like a huge
Murderbilla.
following?
People
Yeah.
love that Gypsy Rose
It's
girl.
so weird.
They would,
I know.
They would love her too.
Obsessed
Well,
with
yeah,
her.
well,
Looking
she
for a new
claims,
reindeer.
she
See?
claims
That
that
would be
her
the whole thing.
identity was completely undisguised. And within days after the release of Baby Reindeer on April 11th of 2024, people of the public identified her as the basis for the Martha character. And she says because there was a publicly accessible post on Twitter in 2014 that the Netflix side is saying, well, you did it to yourself. She contends that she has been tormented and suffered severe mental, emotional, and physical distress. I don't see what Netflix, they haven't listed here what Netflix or Richard Gadd's court filing responding to her lawsuit is. Only that Netflix says they're going to defend this matter vigorously to stand by Richard Gadd's right to tell his story.
And it's so much more than a story about her being the stalker because it dives deep into the trauma that this poor man had suffered and endured.
It's more,
They say
it's
that
more
the-
about him.
Yeah. They say the First Amendment's probably going to protect anything that she tries to battle them on, but there are some.
I mean, it is
Loopholes.
entertainment.
It is. And
They
it
do
says
change
based
stuff.
on a true story.
It's like
Yeah, it's
Showtime
some
that,
fluff.
that Ryan and I watched about the Lakers in the 80s.
Oh, yeah, winning time?
The guy that died yesterday, Jerry West.
Yeah.
They portrayed him as a pretty much loon
Lunatic.
and crazy and the guy was a sweet man and smart. He's the one who created the 80s and 2000s Lakers.
He is the NBA logo.
But they
Like, you know,
made
the
him sound
basketball-
like he was so
Yeah.
angry and yelling at people. People are like, that's not who he was. He was mad because he's like, that's not who I was. But it makes for a good TV show.
But
Right.
did he say some unsavory things?
No, Jerry West is the best.
Okay.
Oh, you're thinking of Donald Sterling.
That's
from-
who I was thinking
yeah,
of.
that's-
Clipper
yes,
guy.
yes,
From the
I was
Clippers?
thinking- Yeah.
That man is that one's on Hulu, right?
That is so good.
I'm
It's
waiting
like it's
for
all
I'm
basketball.
so
I
glad you
don't know.
told me about that.
How
no,
many
we'll have to
episodes is
talk
that
about
one?
that. Well, they release it every, I believe, Tuesday night. They
How many
had
episodes will there be?
It's on FX, I think.
3 episodes.
Okay.
Or yeah, sorry,
Right,
I don't
FX?
have cable, but
I think
if
it's
you
on
have
FX
Hulu,
and then they put it on Hulu.
and then they put it on Hulu
I'm just
probably
gonna
the
wait
next
till
day.
they're all done.
Well, to your point
Mark
about
and I've
Jerry
been watching
West.
it. It's really good, guys.
To your point about Jerry West, Eric, about how he said, that's not how I was, but they did that for movies. In this article about the woman from Baby Reindeer suing Netflix, they say, people may suffer as a result of that First Amendment that favors protecting the rights of those seeking to share communication, even if it's vile and hurtful, over those who seek to be left alone. Because it's your right as an entertainment entity to do whatever you want and fictionalize whatever you want, as long as you say what part of this is fictionalized. People don't dive deep and say, which part?
Right.
Well, it's
So-
just like that show Hitman on Netflix right now.
Which I turned off halfway through.
It is a fantastic
no,
movie.
no.
No, I'm gonna watch it
No.
Friday. I'm
Okay,
gonna-
but just
No,
me
no,
and the rest of the
no,
world are wrong.
Wait, is it a movie or a
Wait,
series?
It's a movie.
It's a
And
movie. Okay.
awesome.
Okay.
It's
Sam.
something Sam would like because it turns into a love story. Halfway through,
Oh, yeah,
it
'cause I'm the
becomes a love
romantic.
story. Booster was like, "You seriously put on a romantic comedy?"
Oh,
I was like, not a rom-com. I don't think many
No.
people out there would
I'm
describe
turning it
that as a
off.
rom-com.
I
It was
think it's a
sappy.
bait and switch.
It is a bait and switch.
Because
The first
every guy
hour is
out there
cool.
that likes action, they're gonna be like,
Oh,
"Oh, Hitman,
Hitman.
this is gonna be good. It's John Wick type. Oh, what the hell? This is like
No, it's
I'm
really
sure
Bridge
good.
to
it
Madison
is.
County crap."
Oh, now he's falling in love with one of his hitmen.
Or,
oh,
targets or-
yeah, whatever. It's so dumb.
So would that fall into the category, Kevin, if
watch
you
it.
are sick of people
It's
who try and
good.
convince you something's good and it's not good?
Yes.
Or like if somebody said, oh, Baby Reindeer, I can't believe we're leaving watch Baby Reindeer. I'm like, I don't.
And I
Eric,
didn't
you're
watch. And
convincing
I
me
didn't
that
watch
it's
it.
You're
good.
not missing anything.
I didn't watch it
Not
off of
good.
Ryan's suggestion. I read about it, and it looked like it was. It looked in the title and in the description. It looked funny. So I was like, "Oh, Booster, I
That's a
want to
good
see something
actor.
funny."
He's pretty funny.
Yeah, I
don't
mean, he
know.
was a good actor.
I'm gonna watch it Friday. I'll find out.
He's got a good body
Eric,
too.
look at the Rotten
Well,
Tomato
yeah.
score on Hitman. You know, it's like it's really.
I do think it is a bait and switch for a lot of guys out there. Probably don't like it.
it's good.
Like,
So
we
I
need
try
to
and watch
know:
it with
is it going to be a
Mark, too.
rom com?
Yeah.
Then tell us.
Yes,
Then
it
you
is.
won't click
You
it.
won't
until you
click
won't
it.
get
I'm
bamboozled.
telling you
Click
right
it.
now.
Next is going to be like Die Hard, and it's a.
I would hardly
romantic.
call it a rom-com.
All the wives should like watch this with their men.
It's a
like,
totally
this is,
great
it's called
date
Hitman.
show.
It's going to be
But
a really good
see,
action.
date
date
scene.
show,
It
date
is.
show, because it's got all
Like the
kinds
Fall
of like
Guy. The Fall Guy was
schmoopy.
Fall Guy was good, but if you're going in there thinking it's going to be non-stop action,
No,
you're going to be
it's not.
disappointed.
Well, 37530, give us the results of your bait and switch bamboozling of your mate that doesn't want to see a rom-com, but you tell them to watch Hitman. And we're going to add that to the list of if you are sick of people trying to convince you something is great and you're just so turned off because you don't want to be around whatever everybody's talking about. Breaking Bad. Did I say that?
yeah, if someone says that's bad, I would like least
No, it's
never
not
take
bad.
advice from him.
It's not bad. It's just everyone's got the hype of it. I can't believe you've seen Breaking Bad. I'm
Didn't
like, just
watch
because
it.
of that, I've been asked 1,000 times.
Didn't
I've never
watch
seen
it.
You're
it.
too busy watching Disney.
Plus,
how
that's
they
right.
made the water
How
fountains.
they make
How they
the
make the water fountains.
Matterhorn.
There's so many things to watch in this
How'd
world.
they make the Matterhorn?
A lot of
Okay.
people are saying Hitman sucked. On
And they're with me.
One person did say it was a bait and switch for sure. Okay, let's go over what people are trying to convince you is great that you are anti. Next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
104.1 KRBE is back to the Roula and Ryan
I know we
Show.
just came off of this subject. I was saying that Hitman on Netflix, which 97% of the people that watch it like it. Kevin immediately hated it because I recommended it, but
no, he even said it wasn't
You
that.
watch it because you recommended it.
he
Said it wasn't
bait
about
and
you. It was
switch.
a bait. It was a bait and switch
Bait
for
and
him.
switch.
And by the way, on our text though,
Well, everybody's saying the same
100%
thing now.
hate.
Wow.
If
Give me
we
some
had
love
Rot-
for
if
this
we had
movie.
Rotten Tomatoes for the text line at 37530, it's 100%
Paint a
thumbs
different
down.
picture.
Well, I mean, the premise is really simple. It's not about a hitman. It's about a guy who he's a college professor, and the police department enlists him
Then
to
call it
pose,
that.
to pose as a
Yeah,
hitman.
poser. Call it poser.
He poses as a hitman.
Don't call it hitman. It's poser.
It helps entrap people.
They're saying it's a
Posey.
bait and switch rom-com. So the question is, what are you sick of people trying to convince you is great? You know, saying like, oh, Baby Reindeer. I haven't watched Baby Reindeer. I know the story Baby Reindeer, but or like Breaking Bad. Everyone's like, oh my God, the best series in the history of television, Breaking Bad. I'm like, okay. I
Breaking
can do
Bad
it.
was awesome. Baby Reindeer, I didn't love it because it's just so dark. Like, I feel weird if I said I love that. I feel dirty watching it.
You do. That's a good way to describe it. You
Like
feel,
when you say I love it, it's like, wait, that means you're into this world and you like this type of stuff. It's like,
it's fascinating.
yeah, it's just like, did that really happen?
It's fascinating that this could happen to a human being.
Yeah, that's what I see it as.
So what else would you put on that list? I'll tell you what's made
Food.
the list. Certain foods. But the thing that I was going to go with was the Stanleys.
Oh my gosh, the
This
obsession.
Stanley hysteria of people
I'm eye rolling.
going
Nobody
crazy
can see that right
over
now.
that.
Oh, those are
Sorry.
the people, I mean,
And
they're
people
sheep
like fighting each other in Targets for the special colored ones.
Yes.
for the name.
And you know, look, if you go to Dick's Sporting Goods on Post Oak or the one that's like on I-10 or something, they have like an entire section of water bottles, Yetis, Stanleys. They have an entire wall of Yetis with all the colors.
Yeah.
They have an entire wall of Stanleys with all the colors and the different kinds of Stanleys.
With
The
end
one that
caps.
has the giant handle with a straw, the one that has the flip straw,
Rula, are they
whatever it is.
Stanley? Are they the Stanley brand?
Yep.
Yes, I'm saying they have a whole
Yetis.
wall of
Okay.
Yeti. They have a whole wall of Stanley. I did not see a wall of Hydro Flasks, but Stanley and Yeti for sure. You can imagine the color they had it.
Yeah.
So the Stanley thing became like kind of a joke. I mean, you've probably seen parodies on TikTok and Instagram about people holding their Stanleys. And
Here's the real
you know, all
Stanley.
this
It shows
stuff.
Stanley from The Office on the cup.
And the interesting thing about Stanley, the brand, is Stanley tried to make those cups happen years ago, and nobody would buy them. They had warehouses and warehouses full of those. I don't know what it was that turned it
The
into
Stanley's
the
the Stanley Tools. It's more like a manly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're super feminine, though,
Like
I would think.
3
now.
years ago, was it
The
3 years
switch?
ago? My husband, when you work in commercial foods and you have big accounts, like you buy a lot of flour or you buy a lot of butter, sometimes those companies will send you like, oh, you hit this threshold. Here's a cooler.
Free promotional item.
A free promotional item. And one of the things they sent him was a Stanley pitcher, like the kind of pitcher you put lemonade in or water in if you were having a camp.
made of
if
that
you went
metal?
camping.
That's-
It was the Stanley brand. It was emerald green. It was the metal, and it's a legit like water pitcher.
Fancy.
And I was like, oh, what's that? That's cool. That's the first time I ever saw Stanley. It was that brand. And then the Stanley phenomenon came in. So what else is something people are trying to convince you is great, and you're just
Somebody
turned
text
off?
Whataburger.
Well,
I
ever since Chicago took it over, there are a lot of Texans that kind of
agree with that. Every single time I
hesitatingly
get
say,
it,
I'm
yeah.
not sure anymore.
I like the choices you got there. Like
I
you have
do
more
agree
things.
with that.
Like,
I just feel like it's dry.
I don't know, man. It's like every time my daughter comes back to visit, the first place she wants to go
I
is
love
Whataburger.
it. I love the fries. I love the burger.
The fries were really salty. Santiago liked the fries. He did not like the hamburger or
What?
the chicken nuggets.
Well, he's one.
Yeah, he's a.
His
I'm just
palate's
saying.
not done
you probably
for
shouldn't be
me.
eating it.
I think the amount of time I have to sit there in the drive-through makes it taste bad to me.
Oh my
I
God,
just-
Kevin! I laugh every
I
time
can't
when you
even.
made that Home Depot comment about waiting for your Whataburger. Might as well go to Home Depot and build some.
I don't know if I would necessarily lump them into fast food
No.
category.
They
It
are-
is a fast food, though.
It's supposed to be fast food, but it really takes a while because they make
It
it
does.
fresh. So
It's
you're,
why
like,
I
sitting
go
there
in.
for a long
I mean,
time.
that one I definitely go inside and get the little number and sit down because otherwise I'll run out of gas sitting in the drive-through.
Oh
just
my gosh.
They're getting
running
better
my
now.
truck.
They got people out there. They're trying to copy the Chick-fil-A model.
Chick-fil-A really had
so
it
they,
down.
They're bringing the people
They do.
out there with the iPad.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
They'll get your
I mean, it's
order.
Yes,
Smart.
they do that now.
I just turn my truck off, put my windows down, sit back. All right.
Why do you turn your truck off in
the heat?
Houston,
Oh.
Texas? Are you out
Kev
of
is
your
a
mind?
weirdo.
You are a
Talk
weirdo.
It saves
about-
gas.
He loves
Another
it.
Are you
thing on the
saving?
list.
Are you saving anything by turning off your vehicle and
Put
that
the windows down.
Might just get stinky.
Yeah.
He smells like recess.
And
when
he
he
gets
comes
To buy
outside.
extra deodorant.
And he gets extra onions, I bet. So he's probably really
Oh,
happy.
man.
What does that
Let me
truck
go to
smell
the phone
like?
real quick.
What's that truck smell
He
like?
looks like an
between
extra
the-
onion guy.
That's why the windows have to be
Smoking
down.
onions.
Let's go to Lisa real quick. 713-390 KRBE. Lisa, what are you sick of people trying to convince you is great? Hi.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I
Morning.
love your show, first of all.
Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you.
Okay, I know this is an unpopular opinion, and I apologize in advance, but I couldn't get into Talladega Nights.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
At
that's
first, I didn't
funny.
like it either.
I know a lot of people, and they're like, oh, sweet baby Jesus, and I'm like, oh, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Wait, hold on. Talladega Nights now is probably what, like a 15, 20-year-old movie?
It's almost 20.
Yeah,
And the-
but everybody, I just caught up, so I know I'm really behind on that one because I kept hearing about it. So I finally watched it, and I'm like, I don't get it.
Now, do you
I
like
get it.
real NASCAR?
Yeah, well, it's just the humor. I just everybody was like
I'll come at
really
you like a Spider-Man
raving
chip.
about it.
Maybe it's Will Ferrell. Are you a Will Ferrell fan? Because it's just.
He's got a very distinctive style.
Yeah, kind of just.
Yeah, not. And I just want to say, Hitman was really bad. I didn't like it.
You didn't like Hitman? Wow.
Wow.
Contrary, I'm not a rom-com. I'm not a rom-com kind of girl, so I like the action. And then when it turned into romance, I was like, oh man, come on.
Right? Me too. I was like, shut it
I
off.
just didn't see it as a
I was
rom-com.
like-
And also, Lisa, the Talladega Nights thing, I feel like if you saw that movie just one time, it's the jokes that come out of it that people repeat, even though they may have only seen the movie one time, is what hit with that movie. Same thing with that movie, Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. The first time that movie hit,
Oh, no.
it's really about the lines they would say.
Yes.
It depends how you feel, too. And like Roula said,
Yeah.
it's more fun when other people do the lines. And you, like, what was the movie you never saw, but we always do the lines? And you said, I think it's funnier when you guys say the lines.
because
and
we
talk about
loved it so much we'd quote it.
I can't remember what
It
it was.
wasn't
but
Blue Mountain State, was it?
No, we
That's
don't. I don't.
funny.
That's a great show. But
Super Troopers?
Maybe Super Troopers.
or
Yeah, Super Troopers.
something.
I've never seen it, but I know meow,
Right
meow,
meow.
right
Right
meow.
meow?
Meow.
I see. I know those lines from you guys, but I've never seen the movie.
Is Bucky's on this list?
Bucky's is not, but you can add it if you want,
Bite
Mr.
your
Bucky's
tongue.
hater. Kombucha's on the list.
don't get
Ice
it.
baths are on the list. Hot yoga. Cruises are on the list.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
here's one. What about
Cruises are fun.
Lululemon?
And that's a very specific because it's very expensive. Not everybody goes to that. I can't convince somebody to say this is so great because it's expensive as hell.
Because vacations,
It
you
is.
can say, "Hey, you need to go to this place vacation, or do
Right.
a cruise, or do Disney." Like people that don't like Disney are like, "Why would
Why would you
adults?"
ever do
I see
that?
that people are like, "Why would an adult go with no kids to Disney?"
A lot of people do. I've done
And
that
I
before.
think it'd be fun. Like Epcot, just drink around the
I
world.
went to the Food and Wine Festival. We drank around the world. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And groups of people in their 20s and 30s make T-shirts. Instead of dopey, it's drunky. Instead of grumpy, it's lushy. Like it's you drink
Oh, that's
around the world. It's amazing.
And
One
rides-
other
rides
thing,
are fun.
which we all kind of discovered. I don't know if you went out, but we went and did a conference in Miami, and I got to go to South Beach, and it was not all that. I didn't think that South Beach was
What
all
was
that.
it that you didn't think was
I thought it
living
was
up to the hype?
I thought it was super crowded, very expensive, and kind of douchey.
But you thought it was going to be like fun,
Yeah.
and colors
It's
and
so
fun and neon
expensive.
lights and festive.
Yeah, and that mid-century modern type of like look of all the clubs and everything like that. No, it was just annoying and expensive.
Where's your correction sound effect? It's like near.
That's a fake.
That was a fail.
Time for KRBE's Roula and Ryan show to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
Okay, as we head into vacation system, remember the season. Remember this: Yeah. The Houston Airport system is what I was trying to say. Expects to see 19 million passengers this summer travel in and out of Houston. 19 million. They say some of the best ways to be on time, beat the scramble, reserve your parking spot is a good idea. They say at least 12 hours before you arrive. You can expedite by getting TSA pre-check. They say definitely download the airport apps. And guess what? Driverless taxis are headed back to Houston, but they have stipulations. Now, the autonomous taxis are making their way around town. They were put back on hold in October of 2023. This time around, the cars will have drivers manually operating the vehicle, but in a few weeks, the company plans to move towards supervised driving. So in other words, it'll drive by itself, but there'll be a supervisor in the car watching
What's the
it.
point?
Yeah.
And then
Now you're paying
eventually
someone.
there won't be anybody, and it'll just be a completely
Did I see some lady was
autonomous car.
trapped in a car for hours?
For what?
because there's like no driver, and it locked, it wouldn't open, and she was stuck.
Oh my God, that gives me anxiety.
That stuff scares
Well,
the hell
what
out of
really
me.
got them put on hold was back in October. The company that's coming to town, it's called Cruise, Cruise. There was a cruise taxi in California, hit a woman and dragged her for 20 feet during an accident. However, they're coming back to Houston. If you want to get a ride on one of these, you go to getcruise.com. That's how you find them. And that's what's going down in H-Town. Coming up next, you know what time it is.
Roula and Ryan's Roses, you have come to us at krbe.com to tell us about your relationship that you have questions about. You're not sure if your mate's a cheater, or you're sure they're cheating, but you don't know who they're cheating with. All different scenarios. We're trying to get you some answers next on the Roula and Ryan Show.